Hello and welcome to the Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss any number of topics that may have come up during the week or in past recent times. I'm your host, Uncle Silver, aka Silver Greg, aka Greg, whatever you are comfortable calling me. And welcome to you, my co-host, the chat. Always a fantastic time having everybody here to discuss all of the weird news, normal news, interesting topics, boring topics, whatever we want to talk about. Park the Irish, Park, right? I got that right. Recruit Lilac, what is going on? How's everybody been? Hopefully you're doing all right. Hopefully the weather is good where you are. It is chilly here. It rained yesterday, and the rain brought in the cold. Park. Yeah, I got it right. Yeah, the rain brought in the cold, and it's funny because I was at work today, and all good just grossed out at Death Stranding. I haven't watched anything for that yet. I think I'm gonna end up I don't think I'm gonna buy it, so I think I'm gonna end up watching streams for it or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I was at work and there's people coming in and, they're all bundled up and it's cold. I didn't know it was going to be cold. And it's great because the forecast for like the next week is like a high of 45. And I think, man, I kept telling people that and people were surprised. Like, thank God somebody's telling you. John Poncho, what's going on? Why is Death Stranding I mean, it looks a bit, sort of disgusting. I didn't know it was gonna be cold. Yeah, what, Park? I didn't know it was gonna be cold, but you're wearing a coat. Like, at some point before you left completely, like you stepped out of the house, realized it was cold, went inside and got a coat. You're fine. This is live. Why did my followed list not tell? Jeff, I just went live. I go live literally like 10 seconds before I start the show. So I don't, you probably got, I know the notifications sometimes take a few minutes. So yeah, you would have gotten a notification now, probably actually. It's a very specific taste game. The gameplay is mostly just being a glorified postman for 10-20 minutes and then 20 to 40 minutes cutscenes and story. So it's like Metal Gear Solid delivery guy. Or is it like a really, really horrible water? No, The Postman. The Postman was the Kevin Costner movie that was like, I guess it was like the treacherous dangers of being a postman in the West or something. It was like, it was terrible. Hey, Elements, Rocky Bear. I swear there are people at my job, a grocery store warehouse, who end up helping in the fridge and wonder why it's cold. Like, yeah, it's because it's cold. I had a job at a skating rink one time. And in the back of the skating rink was where not the storage area, where we had because we had the counter with we had the arcade games that gave out tickets and stuff. And then you had the counter where you can collect all the toys. So we had like the storage area. I worked there for about a year and I got sick at least 4 times, because it would be hot out on the floor because it's crowded and everything. And then it was freezing cold back there and I'd be going back and forth. And it made me, in the year that I worked there, I was sick at least 4 times that I feel like I could attribute directly to that. Why do you watch me for? Like, well, Park, you can't see how cold it is when you look outside unless it's snowing. My issue is you step outside and it's cold, you go back in and you get a coat. Like, I don't understand why people leave and they go throughout their day like, oh, I didn't realize it was going to be cold. But you knew 10 seconds after you left the house it was cold. Not that it was going to be cold, that it was cold. I get it when you leave the house and it's like 60 degrees and then you didn't know there was some sort of weird cold front coming throughout the day. So by the end, you're like, oh, man, it's chillier than I thought it was going to be. Like, I kind of get that. What the hell was that noise? But yeah, when you leave the house, like I leave the house at about 5:20 in the morning, because my job opens at 5:30 and I don't live that far away. I get people, 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, you knew it was cold, you left the house. I don't understand. In the rest screen in your private chambers, you can examine parts, and Norman Reedus will flex, get embarrassed as such. If you look at his feet, oh, good lord. Finally, a package to surpass Metal Gear. Hey, Piketty, Neon Mole, what is happening? Portlock, what's going on? I was watching a friend play it for an hour and a half, and yeah, so far it's carrying things in cutscenes, but all the little details are really nice. I don't know, I just nothing about the game really interested me, and I was also kind of annoyed at the hype that it was getting. It always drove me crazy when I started seeing hype for that game, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it looks like it's gonna be amazing. What kind of game is it going to be?" It's gonna be like a mysterious 3D adventure game. Like I don't understand what you think this game is going to do for gaming. So I was just kind of annoyed at the hype. And when new stuff started to come out for it, I thought, okay, it looks, visually it looks good. It's I don't know enough about it. I always talk about being surprised. I always talk about how, nowadays we're not surprised anymore because just spoilers all over the place, and we don't, nothing happens that we get really enthused, like surprised by. Basically, is really the best way to say it. But then every once in a while it happens like this, where we don't get a whole lot of news, and normally that would be a good recipe to get surprised. But I'm mostly just not hyped for it. Also, you can piss. Yeah, I don't. Isn't that like a function that you need to use? Like in real life. I'm not gonna pick it up anytime soon. My brother might pick it up later. Death Stranding looks interesting but boring as hell. If the game's boring, I'll pass. I worked in frozen dairy at Walmart. Practically lived in a giant fridge. Other people would come in and complain about the cold. When they left, I called them weak. I'm hiding under the couch. Details are nice. And hello, Suave. Details are nice, but there needs to be something more. I think that's what it did. The hype kind of ruined it for me. The hype ruined it for me without any knowledge. That's sort of what irritated me, is that you're hyped for no reason. I don't think we saw, and it's not like the stuff that we saw, and this is all my opinion. It's not like the stuff that we saw was interesting and hype, but I didn't feel it. Like, I don't think we saw anything that should have generated hype. Like Sword and Shield, Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out next week. I think there's a lot of news that came out that I understand when people hear the news and get hyped for it. Like, oh man, this is awesome. They streamlined the beginning process and all of this stuff. I understand why people get excited for it. It doesn't excite me. Death Stranding, I don't remember any news coming out that I thought I could see people getting excited for that. And I think it just kind of annoyed me. Hey, how's it going? I still enjoy Mr. Bogart. No, I did not get the Sword and Shield theme in Tetris. I haven't played it yet today. Hey, Hero Chaos. Just talking about Eat Standing is coming out, which was my favorite edit of the Death Stranding title screen, with that somebody blacked out a couple of the letters and it just says Eat Standing. And then there's that picture of Norman Reedus where he's hugging the sandwich and his cheeks are full because he took a bite out of it. It's very Kojima, but not one that can really be recommended. I was expecting less gameplay and more story. It's worth watching. That Lilac is that's going to be a watch streams of it. Put it this way, I am very, very interested if SGB does a playthrough of it. I am very interested to be there and watch someone else play the game. But I am not super interested in playing it myself. Sorry, I'm like cold in here, so I got hot cocoa. You adapt to the cold, or are you a weakling? That's you're getting very Mr. Freeze there. It's something I've kept in cold storage. I feel as if in the last few months of its release, Death Stranding lost a lot of. I think it lost a lot of hype. Yeah, I definitely think. I felt like the momentum dropped off. I feel like the momentum dropped off when people started to realize they had time to think about it and realize, oh, it's just going to be another adventure game. I think that was the problem. I think they should have generated a lot of hype for it, and then it should have come out a month later, and I think it would sell a lot better. It was a result of people riding Kojima's coattails, believing he could do no wrong. But I feel that regardless of what we think of Konami as a company, there is a necessary evil to Kojima in check and make sure that at the end of the day, yeah. That's Konami is Konami. We have our opinions of them, but they still got to put out a decent product. Hey, Aqua Sakura. I heard they had a skip cutscene button for Death Stranding. I mean, oh really? Yeah, just like press start to skip, and it's the last boss. If there's even bosses in that game, I feel like the last boss is just a house all the way up on a hill that you have to climb because it's like a UPS game. The devs got bullied so much that they canceled the launch event. Okay. Hey, look at that. Overwatch had the same thing. There's enough with Pokemon Sword and Shield that makes the wait worth it. Death Stranding is just me saying, yeah, it can come out. Can it come out so I can stop seeing it? Okay. I'm gonna use one of my buttons. I'm gonna executive power. I'm gonna use a slow mode button so I can catch up on some of these. Yeah, I'll watch Vinny play it. Yes, you have to rest, drink Monster Energy drinks for stamina. You take a crap, you get a shower ad for one of no what? Yeah, it's I don't know. It seems like a lot. Hey, Lizard. I don't think SGB will do a playthrough of Death Stranding. Not yet. They won't do one anytime soon. I flex my slow mode muscle. Do you like how I flex my slow chat mode button? Yeah, good stuff. I was hoping Johnny would review Indivisible before his next marathon. Yeah, Kirby. I've always said Kojima needs people to check him. He's great ideas. Yeah, a lot of people say that. He has great ideas, but great ideas sometimes in the sense of marketing, great ideas sometimes need to be checked to make sure that everybody else is going to get it. I forgot Death Stranding was a thing until I started working at GameStop. And Overwatch deserves it. Chaos Control. Yeah, Lizard, I got my slow chat button. Honestly, regardless of where you stand on Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm for one am extremely ashamed of the fan base. I'm ashamed of every fan base at this point. So we're fighting for our favorite. We're fighting our favorite uncle, and no, we're just chatting. This is the silver lining. Well, technically it's just like right here. But yeah, this is just our weekly chat show, which I haven't done in a few weeks. I apologize. I don't think I've done the show in a few weeks. Still dealing with a lot of stuff, so I haven't been able to. There were a couple weeks where I just couldn't. And then there was one week where I actively had to do something, so I wasn't able to. That's product placement for you. Hey, Jones. Pokemon will suffer horribly, but with how the devs are down, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do for the next game, as far as the structure of the game itself. Congrats on the Fighter Pass. Good person. Yeah. I didn't know if they wanted me to say anything, so I didn't. But that was a very, very generous gift, and I very much appreciate it. And I thank them again because Terry is an awesome character, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Although the amount of returns, flat ass Terry. Bert, what's going on? Bertano something. Here we go. I'm gonna call you Bert. I hope that's all right. Oh, damn it, man. For some reason I just got a notification. I guess you know what? Because I used to follow him and he stopped streaming, so I forgot. I keep getting notification that Pro Jared just went live. Every fan base has toxic members. Let's be very clear about how we say that. Not every fan base is toxic. Every fan base has toxic members. Oh dear. Yeah, I forget to unfollow him. Maybe a bit too soon. How do you feel about? I'm feeling better about the Extra Life charity event going bust. but I'm not happy about it. We've moved past it. It's time to move on to the rescheduling of the charity event, which I still don't remember if they set we have a specific date. I don't remember if they said or not, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not. I don't think it's like some big mystery or anything, but yeah. Oh, now it works. Yeah, a minute ago it said you were live. Hey, Spectre Salmon. That's what my mom calls. Okay, you're close. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, what happened to Extra Life? The charity event that we were supposed to do last weekend, somebody DDoS attacked the donation website, and nobody was able to donate anything. So we streamed for like 6 hours. We did some Donkey Kong, and we talked for like an hour and a half, and then we stopped the stream. We stopped it. There was no point in doing all 24, 25 hours if people weren't able to donate. We didn't want to burn ourselves out doing that, and knowing that we were going to reschedule it. But there is a rescheduled date. It's in a few weeks, so I will let Johnny and all of them say when it is. I just show up. Johnny, I think, said the rescheduled date. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna say it anyway, and if I get in trouble, then I get in trouble, but I don't think I'll get in trouble. The 23rd. It is November 23rd. It is the weekend before Thanksgiving. So we will start November 23rd on Saturday and finish on the 24th, which it'll be noon. I think it's noon to noon, which is funny because now it's actually a 24-hour stream. See, when you do it on the day that the time changes, it's a 25-hour stream. So this is actually going to be 24 hours. What are they going to do? Fire me?
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Good timing. Thank you, John 0817. John, did I get that right? Thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciate that. Was the DDoS for it was for the website itself. So everybody who was doing an Extra Life stream that day, they were not able to take donations because when people would go to donate, the website wouldn't work. I saw some posts from people who they continued their 24-hour stream anyway. I didn't want to do that. And we didn't want to do that, I should say. I love your new file. I know, I like that. I like that sound effect. Parik, if you think my new follower sound effect is amazing, you should hear my subscriber sound effect. I'm gonna make a bad joke. Do you think guys are in some way relieved? No, definitely not. I was all pumped up to do it. We knew where the Wawa was. We were all ready to go. We had a guest there already, and oh man, was that the cue for someone to sub? Nice try, but we're saving our money for the kiddies. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Ooh, I like that. That's like the pickup line where you like somebody like, hey, what's your name? You know, and then they say their name and like, oh, cool name. And the other person says, oh, if you think that's great, you should hear my phone number. I see what you did there. Smooth. Ooh, do I have a smooth button? I haven't. My sound effects are working. My sound effects are working now. So I can make fun of this. This is just smooth.
Chillax, my dudes.
Oh, I live in Michigan, so for the last time, what is a Wawa? It's like 7-Eleven. Recruit of Apollo in the hunt with a tier 1 sub. That's what my sub sound effect is like. Thank you so much, Recruit. Very much appreciate that. Thanks for subbing up, showing everybody what the sound is like. And you know, if you want to hear it again, it's up to the rest of you. You got those Twitch Prime subs. It's a gas station. It's like a magical 7-Eleven. It's 7-Eleven like you wish 7-Eleven was. That's one of the best ways to say what a Wawa is. What's it gonna take to stream I Want to Be the Guy? What is that game
Your
Um,
ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to
what
subscribe to
is
your
I want to
newsletter.
be the guy. Bert, thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciate that. Emerging from the shrubbery to toss us a follow. Yeah, upscale 7-Eleven. Sub hype. Wawa Sheets. If you have a Sheets, that's what everybody mentions whenever I mention whenever I mention Wawa. Sheets is one that a lot of other people have. A donation of it. Well, I have a button for donate. I just want to hear Stephen Garnett say chillax.
Chillax, my dudes.
Except for the fact that 7-Eleven has 7-Eleven has slushies. I think the Wawa has slushies. I don't know. One of the hardest nail games that's hard for the sale. Oh, okay. Not like Trap Dungeon, right? Stupid Trap Dungeon games that I would never play. What about Whoa? What you really want to ask is about no. What's your coffee mug design? It is a spy. This is from the CIA building. It says there's a spy, and on the other side, it's old, so it's like all of the stuff is worn off. It says when confronted, admit nothing, deny everything, demand proof, make counter accusations, and I can't even. I can't even read the last one. It's like see, it says I think it's make counter allegations and then accuse make a counter accusation and then accuse the person who is making a claim against you, who is confronting you. You going to MagFest? I'm not going to MagFest. Unfortunately, I am not going to MagFest this year. MagFest, I just don't have the money. MagFest, unfortunately, the room that we used to get for MagFest, I don't know if that's even active anymore, if we're able to get that. That was the only way we went, was because we got that room for so cheap. MagFest would be, I find somebody else who's down there, and I go for like a day. You know what I mean? Like I drive down there Friday and sleep at the convention and leave Sunday or something. So an Ellen Noir mug. Image on the mug. Yeah. It's like the classic spy, trench coat, hat. It's funny. I like this cup. It's an okay cup. I like the cup itself. I like the size of it and everything. But as far as designs go, I would really like a better cup. I don't know. I never see a mug that I really, really like. I probably just need to order one. Jones. I don't know if you've been to MagFest before. It's a blast, but admittedly, it is probably a better time with other people. It's Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh yeah. Look at it. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it does look. You know what it is? The face looks like Inspector Gadget. Dun, 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 dun. What's this year's theme? I don't even know, Bert. I didn't even look to see what the theme is this year. It's very strange. I know that I wasn't going to go, so I didn't really look. I think it would just make me sad. I want to be the guys like Super Meat Boy and Crack Steroids Method. Okay. I didn't even play Super Meat Boy. All it boils down to is that Sakurai. Okay. Okay. So let's get into the first topic here. Let's see if I remember how to control this roller coaster that we're on. There was. I have all these windows posted up. There was an article, I think, or an interview or something. There was an article posted about the Nintendo Switch Lite and the strong debut that the Switch Lite had. And there was a tweet that was posted that was very, very interesting. Ooh, excuse me. The nose reminds me of the Clouseau, Inspector Clouseau. A surprise. It says very interesting tweet came up. A surprise analyst say is regional. This is Takahashi Mochizuki A surprise analyst says regional breakdown of light sales is similar to consoles selling 800K in the US, 390K in Japan, which is very, very high. Usually Japan leads handheld at launch with US catching up. So it sold twice as much in the US as it did in Japan, which is very abnormal, but it's still great. The result is encouraging for Pokemon games coming to next month. Nintendo chief Furukawa said company would make more 3DS franchises available on Switch to convey the appeal of the light. That right there, that single tweet, which I'm going to hit like on that tweet. So if it should pop up on my feed, if you all have me, you should have me on Twitter. Yeah, got the buttons going. That tweet sparked off a discussion about. First of all, everybody took it that for exactly what it sounds like it is, which is that more 3DS franchises are coming to Switch. Mostly the question now is, what from the 3DS do you want to see on the Switch? I have you on Twitter, but I don't like to bother others on the side. Okay, you can comment and stuff. I'm gonna say Ever Oasis needs more love since nobody played it. I did not play Ever Oasis, but I think I played a game that is similar to it graphically called Fantasy Life. I think Ever Oasis is kind of like Fantasy Life. Seventh Dragon Code. Seventh Dragon Code. Code of Princess. Who did hold on a second here. There was a game that came out called Code of Princess. I think the makers of that have a couple of different games. And there were people talking about it, like Atlas made that. I know that there's always talk about like Atlas games coming to the Switch. So there are a few games they did. Bravely Default would be fantastic. Can't wait for, let's see here. Somebody already said the one that I want. I got to copy and paste into Twitter. No. Screams and Kid Icarus. Yes, Kid Icarus is the one that I believe in the most, and I think a lot of other people want the most. I would absolutely take. Okay, I would take Bravely Default. I don't know that I would play it because Bravely Default has a section in the middle of the game sags hard on Bravely Default, and I won't say why, just because I don't want to ruin it if anybody else plays it, because it's a good game, but it sags hard. I did not play the second one, and so the second one I would like to see on the Switch, especially. Metroid Federation Force. Oh my god, if they put Federation Force on the Switch, I don't know what the hell would happen. Rhythm Thieves. Planet Robobot, I think would be a great choice. I can't wait for DSi. Codename Steam. I never got to play through. I really should pick it up because I'm sure it's like $3 at GameStop. Sorry, my eye is itchy. I played the demo of that game, and that game's actually really good. And it's unfortunate that it didn't get more appreciation. So I think bringing it to the Switch for cheap would be kind of a cool thing to do. There's one that I was going to say here. The Etrian Odyssey games. The Zelda 64 game. Puzzles and Dragons would be very interesting. Link Between Worlds. I would like Link Between Worlds on the Switch. I think that would be a fantastic game. There's another one that I'm thinking of, and I can't for the life of me. Triforce Heroes. Yeah, on a system with better online, I think so. I think that would be great. So Bravely Second is better in that regard. Okay, so Bravely Second doesn't do the thing that Bravely Default 1 did. So I will probably end up checking that out. Oh my god, Fantasy Life! I would love that. Yeah, Fantasy Life was great. I burned out of Fantasy Life though. Once I finished all the story stuff, I stopped playing the game. Even all my love for Bravely Default just slams on the brakes. It just slams on the brakes hard. It's like $6. Yeah, it's Codename Steam. Yeah, it's like It's like $6. Kid Icarus Uprising Twin Stick or just another game? Based on what everybody talked about with the controls for Kid Icarus Uprising, Twin Sticks would be a godsend, which is appropriate for Kid Icarus. When they say 3DS franchises, they meant series that are exclusive to the 3DS. That's what I wonder. That's what I wonder. Because Kid Icarus would count. Kid Icarus would count as a franchise that at this point is exclusive to the system. What we probably would not see is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Although I think that would be very interesting considering Luigi's Mansion 3 just came out and it's selling very, very well. I'm trying to think of what else I would really, really like to see. Wasn't one of the, I think somebody mentioned Dragon Quest earlier. Wasn't one of those? I doubt they would do that, but that would be kind of interesting. Tomodachi Life 2. I think that would work. I think games like that, like Tomodachi Life, Fantasy Life, I think they would work well to fill the gap from now to, I mean, they probably wouldn't come out anytime soon, but to fill the gap from now to Animal Crossing, I think when Animal Crossing comes out, anybody who plays those kinds of games is going to gravitate towards Animal Crossing once it comes out. So I think in between that time, we played Stardew Valley on here. We did that a few times, like Dragon Quest Builders 2. I think those kinds of games, Tomodachi Life, Fantasy Life, I think they would do well as filler until Animal Crossing comes out. Because, even right now with the 3DS, if you want that kind of game, you go and you get New Leaf. Shin Megami Tensei. Dragon Quest 7 and 8 on the 3DS. Put those on this. And again, that's just sort of, would that count? And I would absolutely count it. Mario and Luigi collection. Oh yeah. So what is that? That's Paper Jam, Dream Team, and no wait. Yeah, what are the 3DS? See, here's the problem. I keep moving towards certain games that I think would be great, and then I remember that they're 3DS games, that they're DS games. 3DS specifically. Hey, Real Edgy. Real Edgy, where'd you get that? Oh, that's right. Gift of sub. I just Real Edgy. I just saw your little present box there. When did they add that? Because they changed my thing here. So now you get a trophy for gifting a sub to somebody else, and then you get a little icon for being like the top bit donator or something. And all the remakes. Oh no, what did I miss there? I see the Mario and Luigi collection remake Superstar Saga and Bowser, because I was gonna say Bowser's Inside Story. And then I remember that is technically a DS game. But I'll take it. Actually, no, they did that. Didn't they just release Bowser's Inside Story as a remake? A few weeks ago, they had tokens for being the first few to sub, gift subs, top. Yeah, okay. They added tiers of gift subbing badges a while back, but now there's a leaderboard for gifting subs like that. Oh, okay. Well, everybody get on it. Yeah, I hate being like shilling, and it's like, but you gotta shill, you know what I mean? You gotta give yourself. Castlevania, Latimer, I argued for that one for a while. Castlevania DS collection of all three of the DS games, absolutely. Yeah, top bit donators, top sub donators. Yeah, oh my god, I would take that. I mean, everybody knows what I'm fighting for is the two best Zelda games, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. They're not the best Zelda games, but I like those games. I think the problem with those games is, and here's the problem when you talk about 3DS, when you talk about DS being ported over. The dual screen thing was not very utilized in a way that is hard to do, hard to emulate on the Switch, on the 3DS. Let me restructure that, because that whole sentence got away from me. That whole thought got away from me. On the DS, they went hard into the touchscreen mechanics. So if you start to bring, there are a lot of 3D DS games that if you bring to the Switch, you need to rework the functionality of the game to remove the touchscreen aspect. Actually, no, you don't, because the Switch. Well, no, but you have. See, it's weird. Like, I'm so like, how would you do it? How would you? Okay, so you know what? That actually raises an interesting question. How would you do that? Would you have it so that I have my Switch here? Would you have it so that the games are like this, and then the bottom half of the screen is the touch screen for the game, and the top half is the game? Because then they would have to sell something. They would have to sell a vertical grip, which an off-brand company sells a vertical grip, but they would have to sell something like that. Or would they be exclusively for home use, where the screen has the touch part, and then the TV screen has the other part? It's interesting because you have to find a workaround for that. Otherwise, you have to remake the whole game. Give me Chrono. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is all I want. Phantom Hourglass. See, I liked Phantom Hourglass. I liked Phantom Hourglass more than I liked Spirit Tracks, which I think is the normal opinion. But I actually liked Spirit Tracks also. And yeah, I saw somebody mention Minish Cap. That's GBA, but I will take it. All right, scroll back up here a little bit. Are we still in slow mode? Are we still in slow mode? Yeah, right? Stop. Disable. No, re-enable slow mode. Thoughts on Azure Striker Gunvolt? I have the first one. I didn't get the second one. I liked it. I thought Azure Striker Gunvolt was a good game. I would like to see a Gunvolt 1 and 2 for the Switch. I think that would work very well. Because that's not on the Switch, right? What do you think the possibility of using a normal Switch on the TV as gameplay for a DS top screen, and say people who have the Switch? See, no. I would do that with just a regular Switch. The problem is that some of those games, the game was split between the two, like the two image. It was one image that was split in between the two. So putting one on the TV and one that you have to look down. The thing about the DS and the 3DS was that both screens were right there. So even though you had two separate screens to work off of, they were in your same field of view. Having something on the screen and having another thing on the screen down here draws your vision away, and it's going to be very distracting and irritating. And the prime example of that is Color Splash for the Wii U. I thought was a fantastic game, but the fact that I had to keep looking away from it to look down at my gamepad to control my character, to control their moves and pick my cards, that was the biggest fault of the game. I did not like that about the game. I got to say that I do think that the Wii U did it better. And regarding the DS emulation, I hope they find a way around it. I think that the solutions for 3DS emulation on the system are right in everybody's face. I hope they decide on one so that we can start getting some of those games. Because yeah, Chrono Trigger, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, the Castlevania games, all of that stuff, I'd absolutely love to have it. And I know that it gets flack, but Metroid, what, Hunters? Is it Hunters? What the hell game is it? Hunters, Metroid Prime Hunters. I would like that game. I thought that game was good. I thought that the worst thing about that game was the bad connectivity, which obviously being on a Switch would fix it. I thought it was a good game. And where's my damn pinball? Oh, there is an Azure Striker Gunvolt 1 and 2 pack on the Switch. Okay, all right. I may have to look at that. Yeah, because I never played the second one. Metroid Samus Returns. Yeah, I liked Hunters. I thought Hunters was a good game. Introduced the Hunters. It introduced like Silex and all, didn't it? No, I don't think it did. Wait, did it? Star Fox Zero would like to know your location. Star Fox Zero was another one that you had to keep looking down. I wouldn't even bother. I was interested in Star Fox Zero, and when they showed video of the gameplay and they said, "Oh, well, you do this up here and you do this out here," I immediately lost interest. Prime Hunters, wasn't that the online shooter? Yeah, and also I would love the pinball game. I think pinball, Metroid Prime Pinball is the only Metroid game I never finished. Kirby Collection would be nice. Kirby Collection is always nice though. Slightly off topic, still Switch though. They did an interview about the Joy-Con drift. Said while they know it was a known issue, it will fix it for free. They're still working to fix the issue fully and improve it in the future. I just need mine fixed. I never remember to message them. Speaking of Metroid, what about Samus Returns remake on the Switch? Yeah, I think that would be good. I think it would be a nice hold off. You know, I think in all honesty, we should get a Metroid collection for the Switch. You know, maybe Prime. Yeah, I'm with you, Gary. I like Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. I would like to play them again, but I don't want to play them on the handheld. Yeah, it introduced Silex and all of the other hunters. I think my hot cocoa's cold. Now it's cold cocoa. Is cold hot cocoa cold cocoa? Or is it just cocoa? Okay, I'm gonna head out later. Rocky Bear, have a good one. Have a safe weekend. Hot take: I do not think Samus Aran has a personality. Jerf, I think Samus has all the personality she needed, and I think Other M was an attempt to give her a personality that went very, very wrong. I think she has a fine personality for what she needs it to be, which is a solitary bounty hunter. I think that's what works. I still can't get over that your hair is longer. I'm like what the hell was his name? Jimmy Wang Yu. Hold on, let me see here. Jimmy Wang Yu. I think that's him. I think Jimmy Wang Yu played him. Was it Sonny Chiba in Kill Bill? The martial arts guy with the long beard that'll ha ha ha. Only it's my hair. Striker pack is $39. Oh, you know what? Striker pack being $40 is probably why I avoided it. Room temperature cocoa. I could see Prime Trilogy being released as a Prime 4 promo. Yeah. We call it iced hot cocoa. Well, no, that's just it, Dragon Knight. It's not iced. It's just hot cocoa that was allowed to get cold by accident. Because I didn't drink it fast enough. What about Jimmy Wang? Also, you knocked slow mode off, then questioned it. Oh, yeah. I hit the button because I wasn't sure if it was active. There's also the drifting problem with my Nintendo Switch, which puzzles me to no end. Enjoy. Port lock. I had a problem with my drifting Joy-Con because they were still connected to the Switch technically. So the fact that they would drift would sort of trigger their activity. You have to go into the controllers and basically resync all of your other controllers. You have to desync the Joy-Con controllers, otherwise the drift is going to make them active in the eyes of the system. That was a problem that I had to deal with. Now I don't even bring my Joy-Con with me. They've been in a drawer for months. 3D Zelda collection for the Switch. I think they would do those individually. I think they know that they would sell individually. Is the stream going to end with Uncle Silver proposing to someone? Why? If a character like Samus is essentially badass majority of the time, then she'd be viewed as masculine Mary Sue. Giving her a vulnerable side isn't a bad idea, but considering she's afraid of something it's and Chaos, it's not even a question for me of the fact that she's killed him before, although that is a very serious issue. My problem is that she should be concerned, but she was like cowering, and that I think it was a bit extreme. I think the level that she was afraid was a bit too extreme, considering all of the stuff she had been through up to that point. Although, wasn't Other M supposed to be like an early prequel or something? I could have sworn Other M was supposed to be like earlier in the story, so it made sense that she was more afraid than she had ever been, if that's the case. But it just still was too much. I bought El Cheapo wired control. I have the Pro Controller, and the Pro Controller works fantastic. Never played Other M, so they took a character that was originally very awesome, and they wimpified her, and that was sort of my issue with that game. The game itself was fine. I thought the game itself, it was structurally very, very different than we're used to. It was extremely gated, so it was extremely linear, I should say. It was very, very linear, which is not what we're used to, but it was not fantastic. It said after Super Metroid, the baby. I'll be honest, I've been itching to play it again to give it a shot. If you ever read the Retroid manga, they did a much better moment of her. Yeah, I remember seeing something about that. I never went through the comics or the manga or anything like that. Truth be told, up until a few years ago, I didn't even know they existed. Your confusion just confirms all the issues of that game, and it's still being talked about today. Weren't the Prime games set between Metroid 1 and 2? I thought Prime was after Super Metroid, but before Fusion? Or was it after 2 before 3? Or was it after 1 and before 2? Other M Switch remake. Other M. M, we got it right this time. Do you ever beat Persona 4? No, I'm playing, I can't even really say I'm playing Persona 5. I never played 4. I got up to a certain point in 5 and I just stopped playing it. Other things came up. Take a shot every single time the word baby is said. Another. But 3DS games on the Switch. I feel like there is plenty of library for them to bring over. I think the biggest hurdle right now is settling on how they're going to handle reducing the 2 screens down to 1. Because I do not think using the top screen for the TV game and the bottom screen as the handheld or something, I don't think that works. It doesn't function that way. So I think they need to come up with some sort of solution, or just restructure the games. You know, there are some games where the second screen, the bottom screen, was just an inventory system. You know, it was just a map screen. I think that would work well to just turn that into a standard menu, and then you have the game on the screen. You know, Link Between Worlds. I think the bottom screen for the most part was just a map and inventory control. What's Samus's least favorite Persona track? Mass Destruction. Are you kidding me? She blows up every planet she goes to. Mass destruction is what she's all about. Captain Planet weeps when she shows up. A Switch portable mode only attachment for the bottom. Hey, it's Nintendo. They could do a whole bunch of crazy things. I need to play a Persona game, but I have both Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. Mass Destruction. Mass Destruction is the tank game on the Saturn, right? I know of it on the Saturn. I don't know if it was on anything else. Why the heck did the Joy-Cons need to be $70? Portlock, because controllers are just expensive nowadays. I remember when controllers were $20, $30. Back in my day. I don't have like an old person, like angry old person button, right? Do I not have something like that? Okay.
Wow, the land of make-believe.
You know, controllers were like $30. And then now all of a sudden they're $60-$70. You know, Xbox Elite controller, like $150. I mean, I get those because they're elite. Like, if you go get like the Scuff controllers, where they're personalized controllers, they're $150. I get that. But, you know, the OEM controllers for a system, $60 and $70. I think it's $60 for PS4 controllers. Like, come on. Greg needs a real boomer. So I need, you know what I need? I need Guile going Sonic Boomer. A boomer button. Oh my god! Or it just says okay boomer, and there's an explosion noise. But yeah. 3DS games on the Switch. Hopefully they want to bring more of them out. Hopefully they do actually bring more of them out, and this is not just, well, we'd really like to. So I want to see it. Do me a favor, Nintendo. I'm gonna use my Nintendo. I'm gonna use one of my chips here. Start with Kid Icarus Uprising. All right, but